you want to do things right? To keep up with keeping your lives tight. Tight as in being right with the truth of true insight. Who of you want to do things right? Who of you want to truly succeed in attaining all in that which is your need? To be heard by the real answerer of all deeds, the true hero of all whom pleads. Who of you really want to bow down to the true King of Kings commanding the crown? To worship the one that ever rules alone, commanding everything of creation from the seat of its throne.
Something that glitter more.
Oh, Queen Alice, she was talking when you mentioned Jim Jones. That was the people got trapped in looking at that person as gold instead of
Absolutely.
gold, even if it was from him using the truth. So.
Yes. What I find, during just reflecting, I was reflecting on the Honorable Elijah Muhammad this week, and I laughed. I saw an article in the newspaper, and it was a very beautiful picture of Muhammad Ali, and then inside it was a picture of Muhammad Ali back in his younger days, and Malcolm X was on the side of him, and Ahezaah is so full of humor to me. I held on to the newspaper clipping because I believe that if you don't know your history, you're bound to repeat it.
Right.
So certain things I hold on to, but then I was involved with my two sons this week, and I was reading to them, and then I was teaching them, and then I thought about the picture, and I went back to the picture, and I said, now, the Caucasian people done tricked the black people to believe that Malcolm and Muhammad Ali was such superheroes to our people, and they will not say Elijah's name.
Right.
Well,
Never.
Now. Muhammad Ali didn't go to the military. He stood against the war and everything. Where do they think he got the strength to do that from?
Right.
Elijah told him what to do.
Right.
Muhammad Ali was high on himself. He was arrogant, full of himself, because he knew he was good looking and he could box. But it was Elijah teaching that taught him humbleness and humility, and then gave him something greater to stand for than boxing. But nobody want to acknowledge that. And then you had Malcolm, sharp, good looking Malcolm, who spoke so eloquently.
Farrakhan can't touch him.
And Malcolm did his investigation over the years. But Malcolm got turned around by the people around him.
Yeah.
See, Malcolm didn't want to be praised, but they wanted Malcolm to take over what they thought belonged to Elijah, which belonged to Allah. The people belonged to Allah. But they wanted Malcolm to become Elijah's enemy. And Malcolm fought not to, because why? Malcolm knew that Elijah was a father to him.
Right.
Malcolm was in jail. Elijah taught Malcolm everything Malcolm knew. Everything Malcolm presented to the people of wisdom was teachings that Allah had gave to Elijah to give to Malcolm. But nobody mentions Elijah. No, why? Because they went and investigated Elijah. What they found that they didn't like about Elijah, that's what they put up front. That's what they put up front, to tear a great man down. He was great because Ahezaah was with him to do it and to tear a nation down. Now, that's why I tell people, don't investigate us. We from North, we from the streets. We don't investigate us. We traveled our journey. And you don't need to know anything about our journey.
Anything you find out about me from my past is of my past. You run into people, they say, man, that guy he was a ferocious guy, man. He wasn't afraid of nobody. He was crazy in the streets. He was this, that, and the other. Man, you talking about 30, 40 years ago. Right. That man's dead.
Now, they want to investigate people they have on TV, that they use our people, that they have on TV. They don't even care, because they say things that they want to hear. Well, we may not say what you want to hear. But the whole thing is, you may see us on the streets just like I had him put on that suit. You may see me on the streets with no socks, sneakers, what have you, because I'm a human being. I am free to live as Ahezaah causes me to live. But we know that some people can't get past what they see, what they could touch. That's why we stay prisoners inside ourselves. But I wanted to go back and touch on on something because I always try to reach young people. They did this big drive in Newark and in the surrounding areas around election time, trying to get all these young people to vote. And nobody ever goes to these schools or have these community sessions where they tell our people about how we came about to vote. The Caucasians allowed us to vote for the benefit of them.
Still allowing them.
Because it's the division of the North and the South. That's how that came about.
We under contract.
And we're under contract. We have to get their permission to vote. Yeah. Now, a lady approached me last week about registering to vote, and I said no. And a lot of people out there watching her probably, they don't vote. They got you thinking that that's the ultimate of life. It's a black person being able to have the freedom of speech. Not going back showing you how they disregarded the black people votes in Florida during the presidential election. They ain't. That's a hush hush. My whole thing, like I told the lady, like my people will settle for a picnic if the mayor said. If a man come along and say, I'll give y'all a picnic every year and a Christmas party, my people be just as content. You understand? And my whole thing is, if you could come and show me the benefit of my people in the surrounding areas of Newark, New Jersey, and out that what we call the urban area, if you could show me the benefit that we have received from voting, then I may take a look at it.
Well,
but you can't show me that.
Let me say this here. Since you mentioned that, we've been telling people for years. People who listen to it, some listen, but we've been telling people for years that there's an intent for a certain group of people to take over the new city of peace, the New Jerusalem. The same people who try to take over the old city of peace, the old Jerusalem. And they're using a blue-eyed man to do it. One that looked like us. Yes. And we telling people. I have had people that was my past associates was upset because I wasn't voting. I had a politician in my office, as you know, I ain't gonna call his name. He's a politician. But I told him straight up, I don't trust no politician. That's right. Any man that will sit under a law that has been broken off from the divine law and mixed up and made a constitution of the United States of America or any other government, I can't sit up with that man. I can't trust that man. And me being the messenger of Allah, of Ahezaah, of our men, of Christ, today, I know that the Lord is angry with them, and the Lord is intent on destroying them. You see, but the people today, they don't want to deal with the truth. I had someone say to me just day before yesterday, I'm afraid to hear what you got to say. I know you telling the truth, but I'm afraid of the truth. But see, I just want to tell you people that you could be afraid of the truth, and you could turn and act like an ostrich and stick your head in the ground and act like everything above ground ain't in existence. You could be like a little child who hides his face and say, you can't find me because he can't see. But the truth is going to do what it promised it's going to do. The Lord is doing what it promised it's going to do. You understand? And I welcome the investigation. I had a beautiful elder man, Supreme Court Justice, beautiful elder man, high status in New York. He wrote a book called Black People in the Bible, Mr. Randolph Jackson, Honorable Randolph Jackson. And I would ask the people to find this book and look into this book, And he, I looked him up because I found it quite interesting that a man of his status would go so far to write something like that when he's already set at a high level in society. He's set. Why would he even jeopardize his position or people's outlook on him when he's set? And the only reason I said that is because I've become so accustomed to our people reaching those levels and not caring about us for real anymore. Yeah. You understand? So I looked him up, and the man came to see me. And we exchanged, niceties between us. He was very cordial, I was very respectful of him. And it's something, he was very respectful of me, and I know he probably was kind of trying to figure, this man, the messenger, calls up the message of Allah. Why would he be so respectful of me? Because he's an elder of mine.
Right.
It don't matter that I'm the messenger of Allah. He's an elder, and I'm respectful of him. Intelligent man. I gave him the book, and he gave me his. I read his, he read mine, and he came back. We talked again. I said, did you read the book? He said, I not only read the book, I read your book, and then I studied your book. I said, whoa. I investigated what was in that book. And I bear witness that you're the messenger of Allah. And I was bowed. Because this is a man who is supremely knowledgeable. When I say supremely knowledgeable, I'm talking about the height of this life in this society. He's very knowledgeable of masonry and everything, This man is knowledgeable. And for him to bear witness, like that, and all I could do was say, oh Lord, and my Lord said, read chapter 5:5. There was an elder who came and said, there's one who's here to reveal the book. So that was prophecy being fulfilled.
Right.
You understand? And Ahezaah has fulfilled much prophecy with me in this day and time. But what do the people know? The people that's afraid of truth, the people that's running from us. What do they know? What is they're missing the experience.
Yes,
It's like all these books that I have, and I have enough supporters to get them out. But we gonna get them out if that's a lost book. But you know what I used to say to me? It said I could write 1,000 books for you and burn them all. It won't matter. What am I losing? And it said, for you, you're my messenger. Just give my message. And you're doing your duty. And I'm like, but all this treasure, all the people don't know. And my heart bleeds for them. But you can't, like they say, you can take a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. You understand? I can't even get these horses to go to the water.
To the trough.
You can't give it to the trough.
Oh, can't give it to the trough. Lord Holy-Apostle, you're talking about bleeding for the people. I'm one certainly guilty of that, I know. But you asked,
yes, you are, and you bleed for the sinners. Try to find a reason. Well, Lord, could it be that they just don't see? Man, shut up. They see, they looking right at the truth. They see.
Yeah. The question was asked you in that, concerning that, about people who wouldn't really be disconnected from the truth because of not knowing and not being educated enough. But you answered and you said, there are signs given. You have to trust Ahezaah. They were given things.
Every person, Ahezaah said something very deep to me once. Actually, it was a couple of things it said. I'm going to tell you the lesser of the greater first. The lesser is that I had concerns about. One day I turned away from a man who was begging on the street. He started going around me, and I got angry. And I turned away. And I said, Lord, please, why are you turning away? I'm so mixed with this. Allah said, because I cursed him. Don't try to undo my curse. I know who is deserving of charity and who is not. So it taught me that everybody out there begging don't deserve your charity. But the devil has played a game. The devil robs the people, and then it gives to whom selected people who will come and say, okay, I worship your Lord. Okay, then I'm going to feed you.
Yeah.
You see, the government do the same thing. The government at large,
Yeah.
They say, okay, you submit to my law, come go on, get on welfare, come get on this, come get on that. You abide by my rules, you can have this job, you can have that job. Okay, you good, you a fool. I'm going to let you come and you're going to be the leader of the black people. Come on. All these fools they let on in the media to be the leaders of black people have no mind of the Lord Most High. Huh? That's the game the devil play. So the Lord told me, trust my conscience. Trust what it put in me and give to whom it tells me to give and hold back from whom it tells me to hold back. Then there was the greater thing that I looked at was that once I had some concerns about children, babies being born, afflicted and what have you. Because these are all games that the devil play. The devil of the antichrist religions, of all the named religions, Catholicism, Christianity, and even some Islam, who's Islamic Christians, because we got a lot of Muslim Christians in this societies, man. They dress like Muslims, but they got Christian values. They get confused. And when I say Christian value, I'm not talking about the good things. Right. I'm talking about the political things in Christianity and Islam. Right. Okay? Which is not really a part of Christ or Muhammad or Jesus. Mm-hmm. Let's make it clear that Christ and Jesus are two different beings. Yes. You understand? Christ is the supreme being. But the Lord said to me, it said, there are people I curse with certain things like children because they were bad in a different light. And so were the children. Mm. And it got so deep, it said there's some children that I may taught them. I stopped their mind from growing, but I let them remember what they've done in the past life. Mm-hmm. And they can't even say it, but they know they suffer. Mm. It's like being evolved in hell. Mm. Now, you get a whole nation of people, Caucasians, in this nation, who beg for money from the people to help develop these kids who were cursed. Yeah. And I know what I'm saying is hard to some people, but this is what my Lord said. While at the same time they beg and they do all kinds of things like money that you put in the bank. We are all the bankers. You don't know where your money going. Them bankers, they're hired by the jinn. They're part of the jinn. They're the ones who really run this world. They do things to put certain people at top. They build educational buildings. They hire teachers, and they have diseducating teachers. And they put in certain societies to keep certain people down and raise certain people up. Yes. You understand? Now, they will tell us, and they'll feel sorry for this one and that when you got this disease, that disease. The Lord is in control of everything. You won't have no heart disease if the Lord don't want you to have a heart disease. You won't be retarded if the Lord don't want you to be retarded. I was in an accident 20 years ago, and the Lord smacked me down because I was still serving Mammon and serving it. And when I say Mammon, I was going on a regular job, and I was thinking about my job as well as I was thinking about what I was doing after my job in terms of serving the Lord. And the Lord said, I want you to serve me alone now. And I was going through all these changes. The Lord smacked me down to where I couldn't work no more. And now I'm a miracle. Mm-hmm. I'm a living miracle. For those who know, because I'm not supposed to be able to do the things that I'm doing right now. You understand? But the Lord will not let me go to this government and seek aid of any kind. It said your name is not going to be on those ledgers. I put you where I got you. I got you where I want you. And I'm going to keep you where I want you. And you're going to serve me and me alone. Now that's what my life is. Completely for Allah. For Ahezaah.
Let me just say this here while we're on that topic. Yeah. Because a lot of people, when they look at, I know with us being in the community on Lyons Avenue, people was covered as thinking that we was the type that was handing out charity, money, food, or whatever. And, it's like this here. We just going to lay it on the line. We are a non-profit organization in the moment, but we have never seek any type of funding from anyone. We have maintained our offices, and we have done what we needed to do to try to get, I use the word out here, to the people. Right. We are in need of people's support, but you support us, that's your blessing with you and Ahezaah. If you don't, that's fine. But we're not established. We pay our own rent and what have you. We're not established in the way where a lot of nonprofit organizations get hundreds of thousands of dollars during.
We only nonprofit. May I say this? Yeah. We only nonprofit by the truth of that word. Nonprofit. We're not nonprofit by the government signature, where we get assistance from the government or anybody, sending us money or anything. We out of the pocket, nonprofit. We ain't making no money. We just here on our own, giving this out this word. We've been doing this for 7 or 8 years, and at that office, I've been nonprofit for all these years. I've never charged anybody anything for myself for my services. But go on, dude.
And so people need to understand that when you seek government aid, there's a price. Yes. I was told a long time ago when I was a child by my grandmother, she said, nothing is free. You go to Paramount, I said, buy one, get one free. Don't be fooled. Yeah. If you're not paying for that free product now, you'll be paying for it next week. Or sometimes it'll be like, get something for $1.99, get the other item free. Well, the item itself is only 99 cents, people, so you're not getting anything free. And the whole thing is, those who seek to get free, what they consider free assistance, there's a price tag. And we go back to that politics again.
Somebody's paying for it, so it ain't
right. We go back to that politics again. When I said that if they could show me where we benefit from voting, then I'll look at it. But when I can sit at a job and make less than someone else because of the color of my skin, that's right. Politics ain't working for me. Right. All of a sudden, you young people that go out there and you get a job, your salary is confidential. It's confidential only so that they could do you in. Right. And nobody's going to tell what they're making because they think that they may be making way more than you. No, they're of the same rate. They're making that much more than you. Right. But the Caucasian person sitting next to you may be making twice your salary.
And you may be doing twice the work.
And you may be doing twice the work. So we don't have an establishment. Right. We don't have an establishment to give you food and monies. And we're not established for that purpose. The Lord didn't send us in that way. We're not out here trying to feed the poor, the whatever, what you consider poor or whatever. We're not that kind of establishment. We're established to do a job, and that is to give you truth, give you the word from the Lord, and send you on your way to follow that journey.
And people do that. Yeah, people come for that purpose.
Right.
Then I see from what I have shown it now, many people don't get fed in it, not so much in the food-wise, but fed mentally, spiritually. They're starving. Readily charity.
What they've done is they've turned people to think religion means handouts.
Yes.
Oh, the Lord is good. You done robbed everybody in the world. You done established your churches and your great cathedrals off of bad money, and now you saying it's from the Lord Most High. Right. When it's from your gods. And all you doing is leading people to your gods. If you cooperate, because we don't cooperate, we have agents taking our mail. Yeah. We can't even get mail. We have agents tapping our phones. We have agents following us and looking to investigate us to see if they can bring us down. We got agents trying to compile information against us. Why? Because the Lord has given me the word of truth. Then we have fools who think they have the truth that would dare stand before the Lord unseen and try to take his messenger out. People don't want the reality of truth. And they don't want to investigate. That's why people can jump so fast and say, he's insane. He do nothing but conjecture. He is, and never read a line. Never read a line.
That's true.
And if you listen to them close enough, you know they never read the line of the holy books either.
No, that's right.
You know?
Yeah, that's right.
That's true.
Yeah.
We talked about that earlier today. How,
Yes.
The Muslims is now going around saying you raise sons, you're definitely going to paradise.
Crazy.
That's crazy.
You got 6 sons, or 6 daughters and 2 sons.
See, I don't think
And I said, okay, now we got to the place where Jesus died for our sins. So that means I could go ahead and behead everybody I want to. I raised 6 sons. So I could go and behead everybody, do all kinds of ills in the world because I did.
Yeah, and I don't think I got enough sons and daughters for quite a few individuals, so I know I'm going to heaven, right?
That's
So
right.
whatever they saying against me is wrong, I'm a deluded man going to heaven.
And it's just things don't make common sense.
And I laugh because you read in the holy book, like the Quran, for example, when they talk about sons, you hear the story of the prophets, like the prophet Jacob. What will you worship after I pass on? I worship the reality of Abraham, Isaac, I worship what all you worship. The son. But now, like you said, people taking, like you said, people that have sons, they ain't even in the faith no more. They out there in the world. But that's all as long as you raise them and got them out, they ain't believers in what you established them in. What does it matter?
The Lord says in the Holy Quran that only the righteous can uphold the temple of Allah.
That's right.
Only the righteous. Now, if you don't investigate what the righteous is, what the righteous means, then you don't even know how the temple is being held up. And people going out here saying, well, we the righteous. You the righteous. What do you right about? How right are you? You the perfect, because the righteous is the perfect. You're not wrong at all. The righteous is never wrong.
That's right. The
righteous can't be wrong, so now you the righteous. No, Ahezaah saying that only Allah can uphold the temples of Allah. Because Allah is the reality of the temples of Allah. Allah is the reality of the walls and the floors and the doors, the air and everything about those temples. Of the essence of your mind and that temple there. Allah is the reality of that. Allah is the reality of His throne. Allah is the reality of the thrones that form the throne, which are the angels that we call thrones. Allah is the reality of the appearance of the Lord Most High that's formed by the angels of the thrones. You understand? Allah just go on and on. No matter what you think of Allah, no matter what you see of Ahezaah, Allah is beyond that. And it has taught me that it is beyond the rationality of my mind. So don't try to understand it. Don't try to decipher it. Don't try to break it down. Don't try to dissect it. Don't try to explain it because it is inexplainable. It is whole. And we're not whole. We are all parts like the angels coming out in angles from the Lord Most High. His commands coming out in every direction. You understand? And they are parts. Only the one is the whole. Yeah.
You want to investigate that. If you want to look at that's so true. You want to go through this thing.
And the verse in that is so clear that it some even saves many from investigations. They just sit and listen and ponder and just see it. It's so clear. The investigations done right there.
I would tell people to be mindful of their investigations, though.
Yes.
And when I say mindful, it's like this here. I question Allah. But I don't question Allah with doubt. And I don't question Allah with rejection. If Allah tells me something, it's conversation. I question it. What's this, Father? What you mean by this? What you mean by that? Not, wait a minute now. Why you want me to do that? Like, I don't want to do it. I ain't going to do it. See, so when you investigate the words of the Lord Most High, be mindful how you investigate. Don't investigate to denounce it. Investigate to find the truth of it. Because if it's the truth that you seek, it's the truth that you shall find. Now, if you're looking for falsehood, well, the devil got a whole lot of stuff out there for you to find that you can turn and say, well, he mean this or that or this, that, or the other. Because the devil has been given the book too. And they remember the devils were angels. All the doers of evil in the spirit realm before man was created, they were angels. They're incomplete angels. They're opposites of the holy angels. And they know the truth too. And the words of the truth. And they take man, and man still cannot defeat them, even though they are fallen angels. Allah says, Allah said, only it can defeat the devil. Man can't defeat him.
By extension of that, that means the only way for you to survive the attack of the devil is to call solely.
To have Allah defend you. May I use peace and blessings to you.
Who of you want to do things right? To keep up with keeping your lives tight. Tight as in being right with the truth of true insight. Who of you want to do things right? Who of you want to truly succeed?